Isn't it amazing how boring this background is? And we stared at this exact same background at my old place, but in my old place, it was set back a bit further from me, and I had the chandelier, which I would love to put up, except that my ceilings are too high and I can't reach them, and we're staying here with the intention that we're gonna be moving hopefully soon. So yeah, it's a really boring background, and I apologize. And if you think it's boring for you, it's even more boring for me, because when I edit the video, I watch it a lot longer than you watch it. So that's a way of me telling you, guess what? I ordered new backdrops. Yay! Yeah, they're just backdrops. It'd be nice if I lived someplace where I had a lot of space behind me and you could see and it had some depth and dimension, but right now we're making do with backdrops. Wow, can I even see that? Okay, now that we've rambled for 2 minutes and gotten nothing said, let's get started. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I'm just doing some basic makeup because I have stuff to do and we're just doing basic makeup. So this is just a basic makeup. This is nothing fancy. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video. Maybe nothing fancy. Maybe I call this nothing fancy. Okay, well, there we go. We've got that established. I thought I'd play with some of my makeup that I've sort of been ignoring for a while. In fact, there's something else I've been ignoring for a while. Let me go get that. So in keeping with my whole nothing fancy for today, we have my hair is just pulled back because I got a bunch of stuff to do and I'm gonna have to get really styled later today, so I just don't feel like putting much effort into it. Walk and Talk Monique. This is a foundation that a couple of years ago we tested. Ow. A couple of years ago, I did a big test of a number of different foundations to try to see which was the right shade on me. And the winner was the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Y235. And then I started using a different Makeup Forever foundation because it worked a little bit better for my skin, because my skin's a little oily. This can leave me a little bit dewy, which I know is a more flattering look. And it also just feels too pale. And I will put a link to the videos testing it right up there. And I will drop links in the description box. I mean, we all thought this was the right foundation. But now when I use it, it feels just too pale. So why am I using it? Because I feel like it. Yeah, I just wanted to play with something that I hadn't played with in a long time. So we're probably all gonna walk away from this video going, well, that was pointless. That foundation was the wrong color. But when we picked it out, we all agreed that it was the right color. So we're gonna play with it today. Okay, that's gonna be 4 minutes of just rambling that I edit out of this video. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Y235, using my handy dandy makeup palette. For a long time, I used a really big foundation brush because I felt like I just wanted to get my foundation on quickly. And seriously, I do feel that way most of the time. I do just want to get it on quickly. But I found it goes on and I have a lot more control if I use a smaller brush. So you use whatever brush or sponge or fingers you feel works right for you, and that really is the best application method. This one works for me. It's a Sigma brush and it is their Soft Blend Concealer. I know, right? It looks like it's too light, but it blends into my hairline, or it used to blend into my hairline very nicely. But boy, does it look light. Under my eyes, I'm going to use IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is medium. I'm going to use the same soft blend concealer brush. And there we go. The skin that I was supposed to wake up with today, but didn't. This is my old container for e.l.f. setting powder. And I liked e.l.f. setting powder. But nowadays, you know what I do with this? I take my RCMA setting powder and I shake a little into that, and I use this as my dispenser for this, which makes no sense. I need to get this in a different type of dispenser, and next time I purchase the RCMA, I will get it in a container like that, but it's been about 2 years. This is as far as I've gone with it in 2 years. So when you're thinking about buying, when you look at the price of something, like, I think this is like $27, $28 online. When you look at it and you're like, $28 for powder? But here I am. 2 years in, I'm still using the same powder and I'm not done yet. So a little goes a long way. But gonna say I don't like the dispenser, though I like the powder. Just because the lid broke and it's hard to get it out onto a brush. Lately I'm using a puff. So I just sprinkle it into there. What weird things do you do? I bet I'm not the only person who does weird stuff like that, am I? Am I the only weird person who does stuff? No. There's other weird people out there. Yeah, so lately, and I know I over powder. I put a little on a puff and then press that into my skin. I like it better. But you know I go in fits and starts with everything. So how long will I keep doing this method? Yeah, I don't know, until I change my mind. Since I decided to use old makeup, I'm using some old makeup. This is my Naked Flushed palette, which, yeah, it's down to not much, but I'm going to start with the bronzer on a Sephora Kabuki brush. I have a documentary filmmaker coming to my home tonight to interview me for a documentary. Yeah, so that's happening. I'll tell you more when I know more. I'm gonna use the blush from the Naked Flushed Powder palette as well. And since I'm in for a penny, in for a pound, I might as well use the highlighter from that as well. There isn't much here left. Going simple on the eyes today, using my Color Science palette. This is eyeshadow and eyebrow color. This is my favorite palette when I'm traveling because it's small and simple. And you know, when you're traveling and you're thinking, oh, I want to do all these looks, you really don't need very much. And I find that if I need to pack a small suitcase, that pretty much does it for me. I can do everything I want with that. You know, unless I want to get into some sort of weird color, but for the most part, this will do me. This is my Sigma brush that I have loved all of the information on. It is part of a set. Most of my favorite Sigma brushes are from this one set, and I will drop that information down below for you. I think the set, it's like 7 brushes and it's about 90 bucks, which seemed like a big chunk of change at the time. But I've been using these brushes for a few years and they hold up great and I've been super pleased with them. So gonna go in with, let's see, let's do this color right here. If they call it something, I don't know what it's called, but you know, we're going for nothing fancy. I'll take my domed utility brush, get a little darker brown on the outside corner. I'm going to blend that with a BH Cosmetics blending brush. It's always nice to just take a clean brush and just sort of smudge everything in and out. going to use my smudge brush and this darkest tone right around the lash line. It's a much softer look than you get with a pen or a liquid liner. I may even take a little of that underneath. That is more than a little. I'm going to swoop some of this peach tone just right across the lid, which I suppose I should have done earlier, but it didn't occur to me cause that's all, just cause. Some days you're like that. Yeah, just my brain is not focused today. Sorry, guys. Okay, just gonna put on a little mascara. Lately, I have been using the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This was a gift from my friend Vicky. And Vicky, you rock. You know me so well. You know exactly what I like. This is really good stuff. Wasn't crazy about the brush when I first started using it. Felt like it wasn't going to be big enough, like I needed more. But really very, very pleased with it. In keeping with our theme without a theme, day with no plan, nothing fancy, I'm doing a nothing fancy lipstick. This was my favorite lipstick when I had red hair and when I was selling blenders. Back in the day when I was working in a Costco selling blenders, this was the lipstick I wore all the time. It's L'Oreal. And the color is number 412 Honey Peach. I haven't bought this lipstick in years. It's a really pretty color. It's a really pretty peachy pink. But I just don't find I wear it much with silver hair. But since my hair is all pulled back and I'm doing nothing fancy, let's do this. Let's throw in a little lip liner first. This is a Urban Decay Naked 24/7 lip liner. You've seen me use this a million times. You're gonna see me use this a million times more. .412 Honey Peach. Eyebrows are microbladed, so I don't need to do a darn thing with them. Thank goodness. If I was gonna do anything with them, I would just use this same palette and maybe some of this dark, which I might even blend with one of these browns, but I don't think it needs it for this look, so I'm not going to. That's it. Today, we're doing nothing fancy. No fancy background, no fancy hair, no fancy makeup. Because sometimes you need to put on your face to get through your day because you got stuff to do. But maybe you're putting on a bigger face later like I'm doing, and I'm doing a big hair thing later. But I still got to look respectable while I'm getting through some stuff until then. And I just thought we'd visit for a bit. Oh, I was remiss about something. Somebody scolded me about this, and they were very right to do so. So let me just tell you something. Remember when I had the colonoscopy? I want to assure you that everything was fine. Everything was fine. I had 6 polyps. They were removed. They were tested, and they were completely benign. No cancer at all. We're just fine. Everything's fine. As was pointed out to me, I was remiss in keeping you up to date on my health. Rest assured, my health is fine. If you've been putting off getting your own colonoscopy, do so please, would you? We'd like to keep you around. I love you bunches. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon.